I hope this inspires some of you to just get out there and do something that scares you. And even if it's hard and really uncomfortable, you might just surprise yourself of what you're capable of and what you even like.
Okay, so here I am talking about glitter and lasers again after I said that, like, I wasn't into like making a lot of videos about her, but I think it's very important to discuss this. And yeah, we're gonna get straight into it today. This girl a mess, y'all. Hi guys, welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you've been around here a while. I'm Kendra, this is Kendra Creates. This is my space where I talk about my life and I discuss other things, and today is one of those other things. And if that stuff sounds good to you, make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Also go ahead and like this video while you are at it. So we're gonna be talking about glitter and lasers today, and if you don't know, she's like a plus size creator here on YouTube, and she has a very large audience. And I'm going to be discussing one of her recently uploaded videos. The title of that video was Getting Uncomfortable, my 10-day yacht experience. So she goes on this yacht and they're swimming and they're seeing these, beautiful scenery, and they're doing these active things like going inside of like tiny caves or whatever. It looked like a blast. It looked like she had a wonderful time, and it looked like an excellent experience. And a lot of her audience are like the body positive people that have followed her for a while, and they see her as an inspiration because she is her size, but she doesn't let it hold her back from doing the things that she wants to do. She travels, she explores, she does like all these physical activities, and she's really like an inspiration to some people. And I can see that, absolutely. I can also see her being a cautionary tale to people as well, which I've talked about it before. I've talked about it several times. The fact that your weight can hold you back. And while she goes out and she explores and she does all these wonderful, excellent, cool things, right? It doesn't come without issues. And there were a couple of clips within her video that I'm going to play here and I'm going to talk about, because she does have some issues on this trip.
I'm in the bathroom and it is very small, and I am nervous that I will not fit on the toilet. And I don't know what else to say. Like, it's literally potentially might be the most embarrassing situation I have to be in. So I'm gonna try to pee right now, and we're gonna pray to God I fit. I will say my spatial awareness of my own body is really not great right now, because my body's changed so much that like I just don't mentally know what size I am and where I'll fit. So I could totally fit, I could totally not fit. And so it's where things like this, when traveling, things get really like gut-wrenching, when it's like, I'm away from a dock, we don't have anywhere else to go, like this is it. So and either peeing here or in, I guess, peeing in the ocean.
So that clip was wild, right? It's something as like a normal sized person you don't worry about. You don't worry about like being able to fit into a space where you can use the restroom. You don't think about stuff like that. But this is the challenge with being a larger person. You have to take things into consideration. Can I fit in this spot? Can this furniture hold me? Will I be able to move about comfortably? All kinds of things that someone of a normal size doesn't have to worry about. And so a lot of that prevents larger people from doing things, because they're like, I don't even want to go through the stress, the trauma, the drama of worrying about those things. So I'll just stay at home. And I think she wants to like be this inspiration to larger people, to where you don't have to do that. You can just go and do it. But that could have ended so horribly, right? Luckily, she was able to fit. She's able to use the restroom. Everything is fine. But what if she couldn't have fit? Then what would have happened? And I'm sure larger people have these embarrassing stories that they can recount of the time that they couldn't fit, or the time that the chair broke, or the time that, everybody else got to go do something, but they couldn't do it because of their size or because of their physical limitation in some kind of way, because of their weight. And it's just a cautionary tale, y'all. And did y'all pick up on the fact that she's talked about like her spatial awareness because of her body size and everything? And I feel like, yes, I'm pretty sure she has lost weight, but to the naked eye or to like her audience, like she's really like the same size. Because I feel like if you are bigger, like her size, because I've been bigger, right? It's all relative. Like it's literally all the same. Because I can remember like losing weight because I was plus size or whatever. And I can remember like thinking about like what clothing size and everything I was gonna wear. It literally was no change for me. It was just like, I'll buy new clothes. I don't know whenever. And it felt like it took forever for me to like go down a size and like, you know, see like body changes. And that is usually how people who are bigger like see themselves. They see that same big person because they've been living in that body so long, and it's hard for them to recognize that smaller person in the mirror. That was surely my experience. And I was actually like looking at old things like on a drive or something the other day. And I saw myself at like one of my highest weights, and I was like, that's me? Like I couldn't believe like how much my body has changed. But I've lost over 200 pounds, y'all. So yeah, my body has changed quite a lot.
I'm going back to the boat. I'm getting tired. I have a really cool way I get on the boat that I kind of modified. Sometimes things are just not easy and you have to figure out your own way. So I did that, and I'll show you guys. Here, top. I will get it. Oh gosh, it's moving too much. Yes! That's how I do it! Go!
So in that clip, I found it funny that something as simple as like getting on a boat could be such a challenge and celebrated so much. And I get it. Some things are harder for larger people. And she wants to be the inspiration, and she wants to show people that, yeah, it's harder, but you can still do it. But I think that is the point that a lot of people who talk against fat acceptance are trying to get across. Like when I make my videos, I'm going to talk about the realism and like the realistic side of being obese, overweight, heavier, and all the challenges that come your way because of your size. And she said it herself. She said she had to modify her way of getting up on the boat because sometimes, you know, things aren't so easy. And you could see in the video how she was struggling, and we don't know how long it took her to get up because there was a total cut in that video. But she said it out of her own mouth. Things are not so easy. And while of course we don't want people of any size to be discriminated against or to be hurt or harassed or, you know, made to feel bad, but is this how you want to live your life? Do you want to live your life about worrying about fitting inside of a toilet or an area where you can use the bathroom? Do you want to worry about being unable to do things like hoist yourself up onto a boat if you're swimming out and about? Do you want to worry about these things? My answer would be no. I just want to go out and I just want to live my life because I do travel quite a bit. And there was a Puerto Rico trip that I was on. You guys can check that video out. And I went hiking and I was able to keep up with the group. And, you know, I wasn't like completely out of breath. And I didn't feel like I would like fall down, you know, and hurt myself or hurt my ankle, you know, like, because I've done stuff at a bigger size. I traveled then. And the contrast between the two, it's like night and day. It really is. I don't have those fears anymore. I'm not scared of things. And I'm much more willing to be an explorer and to do different things because I'm not as self-conscious as about my physical ability to do those things.
So I'm all by myself. Everyone, I don't know where the hell they are at this point. But just a lot of really small spaces that I'm having to get through, and I'm feeling really overwhelmed because it's very uncomfortable. And I was not prepared for this, and I feel like I'm glad I'm on my own because I wouldn't want to like experience this with people that I didn't know really, really well. But it is like stressful to be alone because it's like if I hurt myself or if I like can't get through, there's no one to tell. So I kind of keep taking these little nooks as like a fingers crossed I can crawl my way through it. And I've literally been crawling on my hands and knees, which is also not what I was prepared for today. And I'm just trying not to cry. That's where I'm at right now, trying not to cry. I think as much as my body changes, there's still so many things that are hard and out of my reach. And I guess that's what keeps me pushing to get to where I want to be, is to be able to have better access to these things. But it always sucks when I'm unprepared for something that might be challenging or difficult or overwhelming. And it even is harder when I just don't feel like I have anybody who's on my team. I love these girls, they're super nice, but they don't know me and they don't know what I go through. So it's kind of like really feels lonely, really feels like going it alone.
So in that last clip, you see her looking into the camera, talking. It looks like she's, like exploring the cave area or whatever. And she talks about how everybody left her. And I'm assuming it's because she couldn't keep up with the group, which is fine or whatever. But that was like one of my biggest fears when I was like traveling or whatever when I was larger. And I told this story before, and I'll tell it again. But I can remember going to Miami at one of my largest, and I'll insert a little pic here if I can find it or whatever, with a good friend. And it kept on going through my mind, like, oh, am I going to be able to keep up with this girl? Am I going to be able to keep up with her? Like, oh, God. But luckily I was. But it went through my mind like several different times because I was walking and I was just like, oh my God, I'm so tired. That's what I was thinking in my mind. And I'm like, oh, shoot. But I mean, luckily I was able to keep up with her because she just walks at a slower pace and much smaller than me. But, she didn't say anything. She wasn't mean or anything. And I mean, we had a great time, but it was definitely on my mind. And I couldn't imagine, like she said, having that fear and that anxiety and being with a group of people that you don't know that well. And like, how are they going to respond? And are they going to be able to help if I am in a situation? And she brought that up, how the group left her, but what about, and she was fine being alone on her own, but what about if she got hurt or something happened? She's alone. Like, how would anyone know? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's like stranger danger 101, right? Like, you don't leave your fellow person behind. Like, I don't know, it's kind of a little sketchy to me. And I mean, like, nobody thought to like think that she might need some help because she is bigger. Like, I feel like, and that might go with a little bit of ignorance from people, not having like a bigger size friend and not knowing what they may need or like not being there for them. Because I feel like I was always the bigger person in my friend group. And I feel like a lot of times, like, they catered to me because I was larger. And I don't think that they did it like, oh, they were conspiring and they were talking and they were like, oh, we have to do this because of Kendra. I don't think it was necessarily anything like that. But I think that they knew that, and they kind of kept it in their mind. And it was just like the love for me that they have. Like, they're just thinking about like, that's my friend. I'm going to protect her. I'm going to help her or whatever. Because I felt like you could feel it. Like if we would go shopping or stuff like that, they would kind of keep me in mind. They'd be like, I don't think this store has your size, but I know this one down here does or whatever. Did you want to wait on us or did you want to go ahead and head down there and stuff like that? Like, and I never took offense. Absolutely not. I felt like it was just like looking out for me, you know, and even things that, and I'm getting totally off track, but I love talking about my experience as a larger person. But even like with our experiences with like, you know, dating guys and stuff like that, I feel like they were always looking out for me. They would never let anyone like talk bad about me or just like make me feel uncomfortable in any kind of way or anything like that. And it sucks that she didn't have that on her trip. I mean, even if they weren't close, I still feel like kind of like girl code, you know, or being a girl's girl, you know, like you're thinking and you're trying to look out for, you know, somebody else in that nature, you know, especially when you're kind of like in this strange random place, right? But then also, like, I feel like I said, it could be ignorance on their part. Like, they've never had a heavier friend or family member, so they wouldn't even think, you know, they'd be like, oh, she'll be all right or whatever. Yeah. So she made a very telling statement. And she talked about how things are hard and out of her reach. And the reason why she's working the way that she is to lose the weight, or I don't know if she's really working, but that's either here nor there. That's either here nor there, but that was a little shade for me. It's so that she can have better access. And I feel like a lot of times the fat acceptance movement feels like this is you giving in to societal pressure and you being fat phobic. And it's absolutely not. It's absolutely the point that I'm trying to get across to people. Is you can live your life however you want to live your life. However, living your life as a larger person does come with some kind of consequences. And part of that is some things being harder, some things being out of your reach. And in order for you to make those things easier for yourself and more within your reach and to have better access to certain things, it would take you getting smaller, losing weight, getting more into shape. And it's nothing wrong if people want to do that. People have got to realize that what comes first is your happiness. And if it's going to make you happier to live your life as a smaller person for whatever reason, I don't care the reason, then you should go for that. You should do that. And it is within your reach. And that is why I run my mouth, because it's within your reach. I want people to know that living a life in a smaller body is within your reach. Like, I would have never thought in a million years that I would be the size that I am. And am I a stick thin model? No, I don't aspire to be. However, I am not obese. And it took me all my life to achieve that. And I am happy. I can show my child healthier ways to eat, you know, and healthier ways to live his life. And I can enjoy physical activity with him without getting winded or worrying about all the limitations that being larger has on my life, which in fact would affect his. So y'all, I just wanted to talk about this because she could be a cautionary tale of what it is to live life as a larger person. I appreciate you for watching this video. I will see you on the next one. Make sure you continue to spread kindness in a world full of hate. Bye-bye.